Hello everybody, welcome to Henshin On, and this is your host Wizworld100, and today we are going to look at the Gatack Zecter from Kamen Rider Kabuto. Now, before we get started, I want to just say a few things about what comes with this. It comes with a tray, two straps to attach to this tray, two clock up pads that don't do anything, they're just there for authenticity, which they did do something, and a little buckle that hides the end where the two pieces connect together. Now this piece is important because it lets us trigger sounds in the Gatack Zecter, because there's this little button over here that triggers the sound and tells it to go into Henshin mode. So, also the coloring on this is different from the actual show, because the one from the actual show is actually silver, though. So that you can think of this as the Gatack exclusive, and this is kind of not as pleasing as the Kabuto one, which is show accurate, and plus this part over here is light silver, which is more appealing. Plus the red energy bars here were green. So, going on to the Gatack Zecter. It looks really, really nice. Like, I really like the metallic blue color on it. I like the... yeah, I like the dull gold that contrasts the blue color. And a little bit of silver over here. So, as a display piece, it looks really, really nice, and it's just smooth and shiny too. It looks a lot shinier in the video than where I'm seeing it, but oh, that's good. So the jaws can be opened to trigger certain sounds. Button over here, only one button though, which keeps it simple, unlike the Kabuto Zecter where it had 3 buttons over here to go 1, 2, 3. LED lights pop up over here. It looks really nice. Hard to say which one I like, because I like both the Kabuto LED and the Gatack LED too. Then there's the on and off switch over here, and near that is also the speaker, which is... I wish they put it somewhere else, but where would they put the speaker was what I was wondering, and if they did put it somewhere on top here where you can hear it better, it'd probably ruin the look of it. So it was either it looked good or it sounded good, so... and I guess I'd prefer it looking good than sounding good. Besides, it's role-play toys anyways. And then here is where the battery compartment is. You take a little thin piece, push it here, and pop goes the cover. And it takes 2 AAA batteries. And so that's basically it. Let's turn it on. So this button over here makes 2 sounds when it's when it's not on the tray. Not as much or as interesting as the Kabuto Zecter where it actually talked, and I was kind of expecting this one to talk, but it did. But no big loss. It does, however, have this mistake, a bonus sound that you will never hear in the show, because when they transform, it's always correct. They never flip the jaws or the horns over. So this was an interesting bonus sound. Plus, it's a nice way to tell you that you didn't do this. You didn't transform right. And that's all we can do in this mode. So let's Henshin. Henshin. Ah, the LED. It spins around and so forth. It looks really cool. So in this mode, we can do 2 things. Fire. In the show, Gatack has 2 dual cannons on his shoulder, and this pressing this just pretty much makes a sound for it. I guess this is how he fires it, but you never see him actually pressing that. That's all we can do, except for this. Cast off! Change Stag Beetle. And if you flip it back here, it does put on, which only this and the Kabuto Zecter will do that. All the other Zecters don't have this feature, so this is why Gatack is also a Zecter piece that's worth owning, because it's really show accurate. But there's something I don't like about the Gatack Zecter is its jaws. Now, if you're sitting down trying to play with this would happen. Pretend your lap is over here. It would kind of get in the way. And plus, after playing with it for a while, the jaws kind of get wonky and loose. I'll see if I can replicate it, but it causes sounds to not play or sounds to get cut short. Well, it happened early on when I turned it on, but after playing with it for a while, it gets back up to par, so yeah, not sure about that. But let's do a rider kick.
1, 2, 3.
So you press the button 3 times, or the 1, 2, 3, especially if you saw the show. Flip this back here. Rider kick. That's the second time it did that. It actually skipped the sound over there, so let's try that again. It was supposed to have a charging sound, or loading.
1, 2, 3.
That's the sound it was supposed to do, but because this, like I said, this gets a little wonky, it cuts off the sound a bit. And that's all it really can do, and then we release it by holding these 2 buttons. That's also the same sound that the Gaia memories in the double driver when you release the Gaia memories. So that's one of the sounds that they reused. So, is the Gatack Zecter worth owning? Yes. I bought mine for $90, and this is the Korean version, so I paid a really good price for it. But now it's $150 from the same seller that I bought it from, and at that price I'm not really willing to pay for it. The most I'd probably pay is $100. So if you can find it for a cheap price, I'd say go get it. It's a really cool piece to collect. It's a really cool display piece to have, and if you're a Kabuto fan, you definitely should get one of these. And if you're not a fan, or just a regular Kamen Rider fan, I'd still pick this up. This is a really cool Zecter, and plus it's in the form of a belt too. So that's always fun. And of course, because it's one of those belts, you should find some way to get an extension for it. So in order to wear it, because obviously this was made for kids. But it's still cool to have too. So the Gatack Zecter, if you can find it, get it. Especially if it's at a good price. Anything higher than $100, I would probably not pay for it. So, this is Henshin on. Stay tuned.